What's going on, everybody? It's Rod with POW Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Today is Thursday, June 12th. Hope you're doing well. And in this video, we're going to be discussing Village Farms. We'll take a look at the VFF chart as well. We do have some bullish continuation patterns that are showing much higher prices. And the great news that we're going to be discussing is them regaining Nasdaq compliance. This is the second time that they've done so and avoided a delisting from the Nasdaq or a reverse split. We'll discuss all of that and more in today's video. Before we do, make sure to smash the like, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all the good stuff. If you're new, you'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. And as always, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. And full disclosure, I do own VFF in my portfolio. You can also follow us over on X, formerly Twitter. Handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. So as reported here by MJ Biz Daily, you can see this is from June 11th, yesterday. MJ operator Village Farms regains Nasdaq compliance. They are once again compliant with the Nasdaq listing rules. The company regained compliance with the stock exchange by hitting the required closing bid price of $1 per share, according to the company news release, and they have to maintain a closing price above $1 for 10 consecutive trading days. Shares of Village Farms trade on the Nasdaq under VFF. In April, Village Farms received an extension to regain the compliance period to maintain its listing, shortly after the expiration of its initial 180-day calendar period to regain compliance. So essentially they're given 6 months. Most times they can get an extension, and then they basically have a whole full year to do so. Tilray's going through the same thing right now for the first time. And then, you got peers like Canopy Growth, who already enacted a 1-for-10 reverse split to avoid being delisted. And Aurora actually did 2 reverse splits. So this is great for VFF that they don't have to, not great that they're getting these warnings again and again, but great to see that they're able to organically regain compliance without having to either do a reverse split or ultimately be delisted. So as they say here, this is not the first time Village Farms has been in jeopardy of being delisted. In October of 2023, the company received an extension to regain compliance after getting a low share price warning from the previous April. Village Farms, which has offices in Vancouver, British Columbia, Lake Mary, Florida, then regained compliance in April 2024. Meanwhile, the company announced earlier this month it would divest its fresh produce business, Vanguard Food, to focus solely on its MJ operations. So they're going to be basically seeing a huge injection of cash, which they were getting pretty low on cash. So I think this is overall a net positive. Divesting Vanguard allows Village Farms to increase its exposure to international MJ markets through its export sales and Netherlands operating assets, while maintaining incremental upside through its ownership in the produce company. And I always said that I wasn't really 100% sold on their business model, like being in MJ and then fresh produce as well. And seems that my gut was correct, and I'm actually looking to build a bigger position now. And it doesn't seem like they were very sold on that business model either. So like I said, the fact that they're really focusing on MJ now has me interested, and I'm going to be looking to ramp up my position. It's not a huge position in my portfolio, maybe a few percent, but I'm going to be looking to increase that dramatically for sure. And speaking of increasing positions, the CEO has been on a buying spree lately. You can see he started, and they had that news release, right, where they were going to divest the produce. So the whole thing behind that is you can't. The reason why he probably bought after is because there's a blackout period, right? If you have some sort of material change, that could be viewed as insider trading. So a lot of people were wondering, well, why wasn't he buying when it was at 40 cents and 50 cents, etc.? Well, again, maybe he wanted to avoid potentially getting in trouble with the SEC and with securities law, and wanted to wait until after that news came out, and that makes sense because that's when he started going on a buying spree, in my opinion. You can see here, May 16th, he had 10,000 shares, the 19th, 5,000, the 20th, 30,000, 21st, 10,000, 28th, 25,000, and then 100,000 shares on May 29th, and on the 30th, another 25,000. So there doesn't seem to be any kind of pattern here. It doesn't look like an automatic buy or anything. They're kind of all over the place, but definitely a vote of confidence for shareholders and stockholders when you see the CEO loading up like that in terms of shares. And you can see the various prices. He started at $1.03, $1.13, $1.12, $1.21, $1.20. So overall, positive sign. If we take a look at the daily time frame, so you can see here we had a close over $1 back here. It closed, well, I'll just show you right here. So we regained compliance from the 16th of May to June 2nd. That was 10 consecutive days above $1. But you can see here we closed right at $1 on May 14th, but the next day we closed at 93 cents. So that reset the timer. And then on May 16th, we closed at $1.05, and then we never closed back below $1 again. So that's why it regained compliance. We also had ultra oversold conditions. So I've been creating custom alerts. If you go here to indicators, just go on personal, you can see I have about 15 custom POW algo alerts now. And these are all proprietary algorithms that I use, and most of them, sometimes people are familiar with it, like a death cross, a golden cross. So you can add those to your charts, and you can see here when we had a golden cross, when we had a death cross, which is super cool. So there's the golden cross. We had a bullish triple thunder crossover as well. You can see here we had ultra oversold conditions. So on the ultra oversold, that takes into account the 5-minute time frame, the 1-hour time frame, and the 2-hour time frame. So essentially, if you're part of the POW algo service, you'll get an email and a notification in the POW Group private community chat community once those oversold conditions are met. And what a great entry that would have been, right, at ultra oversold, and then a bullish triple thunder crossover. What the bullish triple thunder crossover is, man, say that 5 times fast. What that is, triple thunder crossover, when it's bullish, it means that the price is crossing above the 10-week moving average. We're seeing a MACD bull cross on the weekly time frame and a stochastic bull cross on the weekly time frame, but not just when one does it, when they all do it simultaneously, and then that's what fires off a bullish triple thunder crossover. So as you can see here, coming off ultra oversold conditions into a bullish triple thunder crossover, then we had a second one back to back, and we just had a golden cross as well back on June 10th. So there's a lot of bullish momentum here on VFF. It's no wonder it's been the leader in the space. But yeah, what better entries there, playing off that ultra oversold and then a bullish triple thunder crossover, and now we're seeing a golden cross with the 50-day below the 200-day moving average and crossing. That's what that refers to. So overall, this is super bullish, and we'll just hide these from the chart here for the moment, and I want to show a bullish continuation pattern that we're looking at. We had a weekly bull flag, and I mentioned this in a previous video, and we had a target of about 107, which was this one right here. So if you go from the low to the high, move that out to your 0.32 fib, that was saying $1.07. We hit that target and then some. Now you can draw it again because we have another bull flag forming here. And I'll just get rid of that so that we can see it easily. So that was the dollar mark right there. You can see once we got above it, we never lost it. Then if we get rid of this here, so here is our second weekly bull flag. So this was the first one. Here's the second one. You just take your fib tool from that weekly high or low to the high of the bounce, take your measured move, which is the length of that Fibonacci and swing low to swing high, and then you move that out to your 0.32 fib, and it's saying we could be targeting 215 now if we confirm this weekly bull flag. We haven't confirmed it yet. We need to hold key support there at $1.05. We also have $1 psychological. So what I would recommend if you're looking for an entry, and again, I'm not telling you to buy, sell, or hold, but if you're looking for a potential swing trade, what I like to do is, after a big move like this, it's hard to know where to enter. And for example, in my own scenario, I've been looking to add more to this position as well. I'll probably add some long term, but this could be a great swing trade with a stop loss. Let's say if you were to enter here, playing off that 0.32 fib, we hit a low of 108 and we have the 0.32 fib at 105. What they typically do is they see stop loss hunting, and you want to allow some wiggle room, because if you put your stop loss just under the 0.5% retracement, that allows for that wiggle room. So essentially, if we get down to $1, back down to $1.08, $1.05, you could risk about 7-8%. And if you're right, that target would be about 100% higher from here. So that could be a monster swing trade, right? And then you can just go over here to Trading View, grab the long position and say, okay, I'm going to enter at that $1.05, set my stop below the 0.5 at 97 cents. So maybe you set it at 96 cents. So then you can just adjust that and you can see exactly what your risk reward and percentages would be. So here's your stop loss. You just put it just under there at the 0.5 right there. So essentially you would risk about 8.5% to make 105%. Your risk reward ratio is a 12.33 risk reward. So anything 2 to 1 is essentially considered fantastic. So this could be a great swing trade opportunity. Keep in mind that we did already have a weekly bull flag, so the fact that we have another one back to back Doesn't mean that it's not possible. It just means that the less likely that it is, right? The more bull flags back to back without meaningful consolidation means that we should be a little bit more skeptical in the next one. But like I said, with those multiple bullish triple thunder crossovers there on the weekly time frame, it's looking fantastic. So you can see here we had one here and weekly bull flag, and we're looking at another weekly bull flag potential. So it is looking fantastic at the moment. On the monthly time frame, we still haven't confirmed a monthly uptrend. This move is all coming off the low. So if you're wondering when would be a good time to enter for a longer term investment, perhaps you want to wait for a monthly higher low to form. And we would have to lose the low of the previous monthly candle. Probably not going to happen this month because we would have to lose the low at 64 cents. So it could potentially come next month. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a bit more higher prices from here and then start monthly consolidation next month. We do have the 10-week moving average there at 90 cents. A little bit of a red flag that we're seeing the stochastic cross bearish here at the moment. And on the weekly time frame, we do have the 100 weekly there at 89. So there's a lot of support in that 90 cent area. In terms of the daily time frame, we've got the 50-day moving average at 85 cents as well. And you can see here we just had that golden cross, which was evident in the chart that I mentioned earlier. But overall, love to see that VFF has regained compliance, and we never want to see these companies do reverse splits. It's not the end of the world. Look at Aurora; it already did too, and people love Aurora all of a sudden for whatever reason. But yeah, it goes to show you that I think my gut was right initially when I said I wasn't sold on VFF's business model, being into fresh produce and then into MJ, and then here, lo and behold, they divest that and focus solely on MJ. That's what I'm talking about. I'm going to be looking to load up on my position, but not financial advice. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this in the comments section below. It's Rod with Pow Group. Thanks again for joining us in the pursuit of wealth, and we'll catch you again on the next video.